So we just saw there David Big Toe. Well, from Deontay Wilder's point of view, not Big Toe. Whilst Vladimir Klitschko gave David Haye a boxing lesson, the same cannot be said for Deontay Wilder. Yeah, Klitschko schooled Haye, and Haye took Wilder all the way to school. Listen, I've been meaning to edit this video for the longest time. This footage, I can now say, is exclusively and proprietarily revealed by the YB. No one in the world has ever seen this footage. You might have seen other footage, you ain't seen this one. You ain't seen the Deontay Wilder only cut, yeah? This right here is an exclusive YB production. Ain't no one got this footage right here. Deontay Wilder getting schooled. Now we know why. I could never work out, why was it when Fury rocked up to the USA and stuck it on Wilder? Why was Wilder saying, "Oh man, I've got a mandatory. Oh, Tyson Fury, I'd love to fight you, but I've got to fight my mandatory." I couldn't understand it. Why didn't Wilder want to fight Fury? Why didn't Wilder want to fight Vlad? Why didn't Wilder want to fight Haye? I just couldn't understand it. Now we know. Number one, he got schooled. He got schooled by Klitschko in sparring. Johnny Nelson, Tyson Fury, who were there, they both confirmed. Wilder got knocked out twice by Klitschko and once with a body shot. Facts. What else do we know? In sparring, David Haye. We got the footage this time. Wilder was made to look silly. And like I said, I've been meaning to do this video for a long time, but now is the time. We're going to analyse all this, we're going to break it all down and see how Wilder got schooled. People in the comments saying, "Oh, well actually, this is only David Haye's good shots. Actually, coming out of all this rubbish. Where's Wilder's good shots then? Let's see that footage." Oh wait, there ain't none. Because there weren't none. Wilder don't have no good shots. He was getting schooled. When he's in there with anyone, let's get it right. Wilder's been in there with a whole load of stiff boards. And we've seen him be outboxed. Look at, as an example, yeah. It's what makes me laugh. People rant and rave and try and tell the YB about how big a puncher Wilder is. "Oh man, Deontay Wilder's a big puncher, YB." I come out here and be honest and say, listen, Wilder's power is not proven. He's not actually hurt no one. He's not actually hurt no one or put down no one or finish no one who's any good or who has a verified chin. That's a fact. And the reason I bring it up is this. What do we know? The YB once again. I rate Derek Chisora. However, Derek Chisora went in there and knocked Artur Szpilka all the way out. I'm talking out. Chisora did him worse than Wilder did him. And by the way, Chisora didn't take 10 rounds. Chisora didn't wait until the man had run out of gas, until he was cardiovascularly exhausted. No. Derek Chisora came out and put it straight on him and knocked him out whilst he was spring chicken fresh. Yeah? It's a lot harder to KO someone when they're fresh. Very hard to do. Wilder, on the other hand, when was the last time he knocked out someone who was not tired? Seriously. Fury, 9th or 12th round. Oh, and by the way, couldn't stop him. Who else is there? Anyone good? Ortiz, who is, by the way, useless, can't stop him early. Takes him 10 rounds, 9 rounds to stop him. Stop an old 75-year-old man. Meanwhile, Chisora, who doesn't get sucked off for having all of this mystical power, goes in there with Szpilka and does him properly. Actually knocks him all the way out in 1 round. Not dragging him out to the 10th round where people lose concentration, where people get tired. No, he knocks him properly out. Full concentration, 1st round. That's what true power is, in my opinion. But like I said, listen. Wilder gets schooled by anyone, yeah. We've seen Wilder schooled by stiff boards like Szpilka, as I was saying. Stiff boards like Szpilka have schooled Wilder. And the reason I bring it up is to say that if Wilder gets schooled by big stiff boards like Szpilka, you best believe he got schooled by David Haye in sparring. This sparring session took place in, I think, 2013 or 2011, something like that, 2012. Around then was David Haye's heavyweight prime. He was in the prime of his life in this camp. And Wilder couldn't do, never mind. Wilder goes life and death with Szpilka. Do you understand that? Szpilka ain't no David Haye. David Haye is a genetic specimen. He's not quite on AJ's level. In fact, he's nowhere near AJ's level. But still, he's a genetic specimen. don't get me wrong, he's shot now. He's completely shot to pieces. After Tony Bellend got to him, he's completely shot to pieces. But he used to be a specimen. Very explosive. Very quick head movement. And that's what shows in this sparring footage anyway. Let's now break down the play-by-play. So the first clip. There is 5 unique clips in this leaked footage. The first one we see, let's break it down. So, David Haye and Wilder spar off. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Wilder throws a sloppy jab. This right here, you can't really choreograph or appreciate this kind of work that's going on here. Wilder throws a sloppy jab. In fact, it's not even sloppy. David Haye's just moving in matrix. David Haye slips a jab. What do we know then? He slips a jab. Bangs an overhand. In fact, it wasn't even an overhand right. It was just a short little dinky right hand. Slips a jab. This stuff's so high level, you know. I can't even really contemplate what's going on here. Wilder throws a jab. David Haye slips the jab. Then bangs the right hand. And whilst he bangs the right hand, he slips out the way of Wilder's right hand. David Haye's connects and Wilder's misses. Do you understand the high level here? Wilder's thrown 2 shots and missed both. David Haye's thrown 1 and landed it. And that's the consistent theme you'll notice throughout all of these clips. Wilder's constantly throwing loads of shots, none of them are landing. Haye's making him look silly in there. Haye's schooling him, giving him a proper schooling session. Now we know why Wilder didn't have no confidence. Didn't want to call out Vitali. Didn't want to call out Vladimir. Didn't want to call out Fury. Didn't want to call out David Haye. Because he's already been demolished in sparring. Yeah? Beautiful shot there. Bangs him right on his whiskers. Then all of a sudden, so Haye hits him with overhand right, yeah? And you'll notice Wilder's hands drop clean to his waist. That there is the result of the synapses in his brain partially turning off. He just drops all. It looks like a computer logging out. You know what I mean? The electricity just drops completely, and he almost has to catch himself mid-air. And then he starts doing a zombie. Look, he's already zombied at this point. David Haye has zombied him. David Haye starts moving his head. Look at Wilder's flame, and he goes, "Oh wow! I didn't even see that coming." So David Haye bangs the overhand right. He then rolls underneath all of Wilder's zombie punches. Wilder at this point just trying to clamour to stay on his feet. David Haye rolls underneath all them zombie punches, and then bangs another right hand. Clean on top of Wilder's cart, and that's the end of that. Next clip, second one comes up. Here we go. That's the first schooling. The second one, once again, Wilder steps in with a little jab. David Haye slip whip. That's what you call slip whip. Slip whip. Slips a jab. Bangs the overhand right. Where does it land? Right on the side of Wilder's head. And once again, Wilder's put on Queer Street. Wilder's throwing his zombie punches. You always know when Wilder's throwing zombie punches because you'll see his knees kind of tweak and you'll see his chin drop down to the floor and he starts throwing shots. Big slaps they're throwing. And he's not landing any of them. Look, he's throwing a load of slaps. David Haye's just way too slick, weaving them all, rolling them all, and Wilder's got nothing to offer at this point. Throws a big looping overhand right, and David Haye takes a half step back. It would have been nice for him to ding a right hand on the end of that. Half step back, slips Wilder's sloppy right hand, and that's the end of that. Rolls again. He's just too slick, man. Sometimes people are too slick. Third clip now. Wilder jumps in. For big left hook. David Haye's just like a cat. He's seen things. David Haye's like a, never mind a cat. He's not only like a cat, he's like a cat in the Matrix. Sees the sloppy left hook, slips it by half an inch. Then comes round, Mike Tyson style, opens up Wilder's, what would you call it? Opens up Wilder's obliques. That's one thing David Haye didn't do enough on this, though, and a lot of fighters don't do this with Wilder. Wilder has no body defense. People need to work. When was the last time you saw someone work Wilder's body? To be fair to Ortiz, in my opinion, probably has been listening to the YB. He was throwing quite a lot of straight shots to the body, but that's not really body work. Body work, I don't really count straight shots as body work, to be honest. Body work for me is when you're kind of like Josh Taylor. You're standing next to someone or standing toe to toe. And you're digging. To be fair, not only Josh Taylor, but I'll tell you some great body work. Errol Spence versus Sean Porter. Both of them two lads were doing great body work. Uppercuts and hooks, all to the body. That's body work. Straight shots, single straight shots. That's not body work. That's single straight shots. I want to see combinations to the body. That's what Wilder needs. To be fair to Wilder, you're not going to stop him with one body shot. To be fair, most people you're not going to stop with one body shot. Show me a time anyone... In fact, that'll be an interesting thing for any of you boxing historians out there. Has there ever been a time someone's been stopped from a single straight right hand to the body. I've seen people stop from like a left hook to the liver. I've never seen someone stopped from a straight right hand to the body. If you have seen that, comment below the fight. But the point is, Ortiz was throwing straight left hands all night to the body. What's that going to do? Nothing. You've got to get on top of him and bully him to the body, toe to toe. I really do hope that's what Fury does. And from an AJ fan point of view, I want to see how that works. Because I know if Fury has any level of success by eating Wilder up on the inside, I know for a fact AJ will make it look easy doing the same thing. Anyway, as I said, where were we? The third clip. So Wilder throws a big sloppy left hook. David Haye rolls it, cat matrix, comes over, opens up Wilder's obliques. I think he should have dug a right uppercut there to Wilder's side area, whatever you call it, the oblique area, to the ribs, and then he rolls under. What happens here? It was a dead clip, to be fair. Next one, fourth clip. Where are we? Here we go. Fourth clip. It's a bit sloppy here. Wilder, here we go. Wilder throws a little. I don't know what that was. Didn't do squat though. David Haye move it. Here we go. Big left hook from Wilder. David Haye's just slipping it. Oh, he's making Wilder look silly in here, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all you Wilder fans. Wilder looks silly. And this right here for me, this last clip I believe, is the worst one. Here we go. Wilder throws a big. What is that? Is that a left hand? Yeah, big. I'm not even sure what that was, but wherever it was sloppy. That's the problem with Wilder. You can't even really... Trying to commentate on Wilder's fights, I haven't got a clue what shots he's throwing, because they're all from all kind of angles. Not in a good way either. He's just flinging his arms around the place, like he's slapping. Wilder reminds me of a good girl fighter. Good women fighters, not actual boxers, I mean good women street fighters. You'll see them just like slapping loads of arms at once. There's no precision. There's no deep breathing and picking shots. Women just throw. To be fair, so do most men as well. But most people, when that adrenaline starts flowing, they just think about volume and it just starts slapping for dear life. There's no thought in it. There's no. You know what? Let me take a deep breath and analyze what's going on here. Let me try and set something up. They're all just like, wow. That's how Wilder fights. And to be fair, part of the reason is, I've talked about this in recent videos, part of the reason why you'll see Wilder slapping is because, admittedly, Wilder says he can't handle the pressure. Pressure gets to him. And that's why in the first Fury fight, you'll see Wilder slinging a big right hand, sloppy right hand, constantly missing. Because the pressure got to him. He was nervous. And when you're nervous, you end up doing female street fights, just slapping for dear life, throwing a whole lot of slappy shots, not setting nothing up. And because he ain't relaxed. And that's what you're seeing here. Look at AJ, for example, in there with Ruiz. There weren't no. Show me where AJ was slapping for dear life. Show me where AJ was winging a big right hand over. No, everything was short, sharp, and precise. That's because he's a man who can control his nerves. He's in control. He is the man in the ring. He walks this ring like a whatever. Yeah, that's what he does do. Wilder, on the other hand, gets to his heart's pumping, and he's jocks full of brown. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, this next clip, Wilder throws kind of like a jab, left hook kind of thing. God knows whatever that was. Either way, it missed. David Haye is too much in the matrix at this point. Look at that. Wilder throws. It must have been a left hook in the end, actually. He throws a big left hook, and he ends up with his left arm literally hugging himself. He throws a left hook so wide and so out of control, his body ends up with his chin tipped in the air and his left hook arm literally hugging himself. How embarrassing. Proper. I'd love for someone right on that point there to catch him. If David Haye at that point took a half step back and dinged his own left hook now, Wilder would be knocked out. Or half step back and a short right hand. That would have chipped Wilder's chin and he'd be knocked out. That's what you have to do. Whenever Wilder throws a left hook, you've got to stay calm, half step back, bang a left hook right hand, and he'll be iced for weeks. He won't never get up again, seriously. Look at it. In fact, no, tell a lie. David Haye does do it. David Haye pulls it off. I didn't even know this. So Wilder throws a big leaping left hook. David Haye, half step back. In fact, let's watch that again. That was amazing. Honestly, I didn't even know it was coming. Takes out. This is the 5th clip, by the way, so you can reference it for yourself. Look, big left hook. Half step back from David Haye. Bang. Throws his own left hook. Catches. So you saw how Wilder was massively off balance after he threw his big left hook himself. David Haye, half step back, dings his own left hook, and the force, the impact of David Haye's left hook actually resets Wilder. You'll see Wilder go from hugging himself with his left hand to back in position. That's because of the power. David Haye hit him with the corrective stance power. He equalised. Even at Wilder, when Wilder throws shots, he puts himself off balance. But because David Haye quite nicely hit him, he added his own force into him. I'm trying to say it the wrong way. I'm saying it the wrong way. When Wilder throws his shots, he puts himself off balance, yeah. But David Haye was able to meet that off-balanceness with his own power. So he re-corrected his stance, and you'll see Wilder now proper stiffened up again. Watch how, look how his legs stiffen up. There's no bend in Wilder's legs. When David Haye hits him with that left hook, you'll see Wilder's legs go rock solid. His legs, literally, they're straight lines, looking like a pyramid. Seriously, his legs stiffen right up, and that's all she wrote. Boom. Amazing. This right here, if you think this wasn't a schooling, I'm not sure what else to tell you. If you think this whatever, show me the footage. Wilder is what we call got schooled in this session. His legs were stiff, especially in that 5th clip. The 1st clip and the 5th clip. They're the clips you need to watch. And what I've done, by the way, just so you man can reference, there's 3 points of slow. So in total, you'll see there'll be 15 clips. But I've basically, the first one is at full speed. The first set of 5 is at full speed. The second set of 5 is half speed, and the third set of 5 is quarter speed. So then you can reference. The most interesting ones are the first one and the 5th one. They're the ones you should analyse the most. But beautiful stuff from David Haye, and Wilder just got schooled. Simple as that. And you best believe if he ever dares go in there with AJ, he won't be getting schooled. He'll be getting busted up. Shout out to my other cheek busting general, Pato B, for sponsoring your boy the YB in the Patreon. Anyone else who wants to receive exclusive content, interact with the YB, patreon.com/the YB. Respect.